Hey, what is up guys, my name is Luis. Today we got a brand new RAAL LMG. In this video you will see all the stats for this weapon, recoil patterns and best attachments. If this is your first time here, I would really appreciate it if you hit that subscribe button as I make tips and tricks in Warzone and much more. So they finally added the RAAL LMG. I did not see anything about this in the patch notes, but here we have it. So in order to unlock this you need to complete the challenge. The challenge is that you need to get 5 kills in 7 different matches, and being the RAAL is a modern warfare weapon, you can do this in either Warzone or multiplayer. So I used the PKM for this with the Scout Optic, and I used this loadout for maximum ADS speed as we're playing multiplayer on smaller maps. So all you need to do is get 5 kills, back out of the game and do that 7 times and you will unlock it. Once unlocked, I went into Warzone training mode to give you guys all the stats on this new weapon. So to figure out the damage, I shoot the bots and look at the menu screen to see how much damage I took. After a while I got all the numbers down, and this is currently how the RAAL sits. The head damage comes in at 59, the chest damage comes in at 40, the stomach and extremities comes in at 37. Next up, I test out the fire rate. In order to test fire rate, I record shooting with the weapon and then go into my editing software. Here I can measure the time and how many bullets leaves the gun, and then we do the math and we end up with the fire rate. So the RAAL LMG ended up at 554 rounds per minute. So by using the damage profile and rate of fire, we can work out the TTK. As you can see, the chest TTK comes in at 650 milliseconds, which is pretty competitive to the other LMGs in Warzone. For the second damage drop-off, we're looking at a TTK of 650 milliseconds as well, but if you hit stomach and extremities, we're down to 758 milliseconds. Next up, I test the ADS speed with the stock weapon. In order to work out the ADS speed, we record doing the ADS animation, and then we count the frames from the weapon starts moving on screen until we're fully ADS. Since there's no visual clue to indicate that we're fully ADS, we look at when the iron sights lines up with our line of sight. So by counting the frames, we end up around 27 frames. One frame is 16.67 milliseconds, and by adding that up, we end up at an ADS speed of around 467 milliseconds. Let's also take a look at the recoil pattern. As you can see, the RAAL has a decent recoil pattern. I will note that the first few bullets have some spread, and that can make it hard to manage at those longer distances. Other than that, it is pretty easy recoil pattern to control, and it should be no problem with the fire rate of this weapon. So by looking at some other weapons I've selected here, you can see that the RAAL is actually pretty competitive. It offers good TTK, and with the right attachments, it is definitely on par with the other LMGs in Warzone. Compared to the Bruen and PKM, the RAAL actually has a pretty competitive TTK and ADS speed. More testing needs to be done before saying if the RAAL can compete with the MG82, as this is currently the top dog in the LMG category. I have not got a chance to level up the gun yet, but we can do an educated guess as to what are the best attachments. So for the RAAL, you would want to go with the monolithic suppressor, or as they call it on the RAAL, monocore. For the barrel, you would want to go with the 32-inch line breaker, as being an LMG, you want the best bullet velocity and range. For the underbarrel, we see some similar options to what the PKM has, like the FFS oblique, which looks very similar to the snatch grip on the PKM, as it states it will reduce ADS speeds, and that is a nice attachment to have on this weapon. For scope, you could take the tried and true VLK3X optic, or for the RAAL, we have the Solo Zero 4X scope, which looks very interesting for those very long ranges. For the last attachments, I would personally take the tac laser, as it helps with stability and ADS speeds. So that is just a quick video on the RAAL, some basic numbers and stats to help you make the decision if you want to level up this gun or not. Will this weapon be a meta choice? We have to find out after we do some more testing and looking at how the gun performs once we have all the attachments. If you enjoyed the video, I would really appreciate it if you hit that like button, and as always, I will see you legends in the next one.